Morning. I have absolutely nothing to report health-wise. I seem to be going through a period of emotional stability, but my big issue is actually confronting my own mortality. And I'm not really in a place right now where I am able to put it to words in a way that won't cause me problems. I'm not ready to fully deal with it yet. I talk about it. I do tell people like, yeah, I don't know if I'll make it to 50, and I don't. But let's be honest, none of us really knows that until we do make it. Like, any of us can be gone today. In the next 10 minutes. It's just a fact of life. When you have a very life-threatening condition and a very important organ like the liver is dying, of course you have it's there a little bit more than normal, but it's just where I am right now, and I just have to get through this phase. I'm isolating. I'm not really making any efforts to talk to people. There are people that are emailing me. And of course I'm keeping up with my friend Heather. We have Wednesday night talks every Wednesday. Well, not every Wednesday. Sometimes she's busy. Sometimes I don't feel up to it. Sometimes we'll move it to Thursday or Friday, whatever. But we have our talks. And that's something that I want to hold on to, because that's an important relationship. Not that all my other friends are not important relationships. Of course they are. But I was talking to my friend Christian, I think it was 2 weeks ago. And what I did was I went through, because this is a new phone, I went through and I texted people just to keep in touch, specific people, just to have a text thread and just to say hi. And Christian was one of them. And he's a phone talker, which is fine. Totally fine. I do not mind anymore. I used to, but who cares? Using voice, using video, using text, it's all communication. I'm fine with either one, although I will probably not be the one to call people. I will answer. My brother is also a phone talker. He's tech savvy, but I think he prefers, to communicate the old way, which is cool. But so I texted him, and Christian was one of them, and then I just sort of disappeared on them. They answered, and we had a little polite thing, and I was talking to Christian about it, and he's like, look, you're sick, dude. People know that this is gonna happen. You reach out to people, that's lovely, but anybody who understands the situation is going to really know that maybe I'm not always up to talking. So that made me feel a lot better. But I do need to isolate, especially when I'm in distress like this, especially when it's something really big. I do appreciate when people try to help. It's appreciated. Thank you to anybody. But my whole life, I've gotten over things by cocooning in my space. In my room is my cocoon. It has all of my things. It looks cluttered, but it's not as bad as it looks. It's a very small room with a lot of things, especially a lot of books. And I got more books out in the living room. My roommate wishes I didn't have all those books out there, but I got the small room. There's nowhere else to put them. But considering on my Kindle here, there's thousands upon thousands of books. This dwarfs any book collection any hard copy book collection I might have. And there's thousands more inside my Google Drive. I will never run out of something to read. But I don't buy hard copies anymore at my roommate's request, because that's fair. You don't want to keep adding stuff, and there's no room in here for any more books. And they're only in my bookshelf. Here, I'll do something like this, with the crates. I'll do something like that. Or I'll do like right here on the shelf, you can see that I have books stacked up in every available surface, and I won't do that out there because that doesn't look nice. And, you know, and like over here, you know, I'll stack books in front and I'll have them on top. Like here, you know. My Lantern Corps rings, I have all of them from the Darkest Night comic book special DC did several years back, maybe like 15 years now. Darkest Night's one of my favorite comic book events. I love comics. I don't buy them anymore. Of course, I read graphic novels because it's a space thing, but I have a big stack of comics like this high over there in the corner from when I was a kid. So yeah, like, excuse me, I seem to have lost my train of thought. Just talking about reading. Anyway, if I remember, I'll go back on it. So, but being able to be in my own space, to be safe, that's how I heal. And like having things like my Kindle and my books, you know, like I'm reading 2 books on my Kindle. I'm reading 2 hard copy books, Ben Elton and some random thing that I just saw on my shelf, and I'm like, I'll read that, that's fine. But that's part of what I need to do. It's just, and I'm not apologizing for my isolating, and I don't feel bad for it. It's what needs to happen. And and I don't think that the people that I would talk to in normal life actually watch these videos. They might, but that's what's going on. I'm mentally, I'm in a place where I need to get over this big hurdle. And the best way for me to do that, like last night, I was lying in bed just listening to the new Beyonce, which, by the way, is a great album. Oh my goodness. I love Beyonce. But this album it's not just country, it's gospel. There's a song that sounds kind of 80s. It's really good. I highly recommend it. Like, it is a artistic leap forward for her, and, you know, for music in general. I love an album that has a lot of different sounds. And I love when somebody's willing to experiment in a genre that's not really their norm. Like, she's more than just pop or R&B. She always has been, you know. But her introduction of all these new sounds, and there's a few synthy sounds, you know, it's I know it's only April, but it's my favorite album of the year right now. But, like, you know, people who know me know I'm a tanky for Beyonce. I love her. But I just lay there and did that, and it was good. You know, I'm sorry, excuse me, I just had some coffee. I was reading on my Kindle, I'm reading a biography of Bon Scott. He wasn't the original singer of AC/DC, but he was the first singer that people remember. He's, you know, he didn't do Back in Black, but he did Highway to Hell, if that means anything to anybody. You know, and I was just laying there reading about Bon Scott, listening to Beyonce. It would be interesting to hear her do an AC/DC cover. She did a Beatles cover and a sort of cover of Dolly Parton, which, by the way, her Jolene is really good. I love, you know, I'm warning you, don't take my man. It's like, yes, don't be pathetic. Where she's like, I raised this man and I raised his kids. Like, good for you, Beyonce. Yes. But, it'll pass. I do feel normal. I'm just not in a place where I'm communicating easily with people, and I know that worries them. But all things, you know, this too shall pass away. And I see that I have like 20 seconds left, so I have babbled for 10 minutes about nothing. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.